Statement from Coach, and then let's take the player questions first. We can let them lead while we finish up with Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all the fans. What an incredible atmosphere. Those games are a lot of fun. We play in one a little later here in December called the Bragging Rights. It's a 50-50 split, but I never take for granted our fans and how they turn out and show up, and it was my hat's off to them. They helped us tonight. But hard-fought college basketball game. I thought that we've grown in a week. I was very pleased to see our sustainability. I thought defensively, our first shot defense was really, really solid. We don't usually get thumped on the glass like that, but we did tonight. That's hats off to Rick and his crew, and we knew they were one of the top offensive rebounding teams. But the guy here to my left had 8 rebounds, and we did a great job of helping Tommy and our front court guys on the glass. They have a plethora of bigs, but you know, tonight it was these two on the offensive end, and you saw that Tommy got going in some isolations. It was nice to get him some post-ups. He makes a 3 and then shows his skill set by making a couple elite passes late. Keaton knocks a couple down, and you know, when you look at Keaton's line for a freshman, and you know, 16 points and 8 rebounds and 5 assists with no turns, all the while having to guard really good players. So really good team effort. I thought we grew, and really pleased with that.
Okay, questions for Keaton and Tommy? And we've got Mike here as well. Go ahead, Scott.
Keaton, how much did maybe playing Texas Tech, Alabama, UConn, the first month of the season help tonight, where maybe this was kind of just maybe another game?
Yeah, I think it just got me a lot more comfortable just being able to play in these big-time games with more physicality and just just better overall players and teams, and just just going out there and just being confident in my game, just to let the game come to me and just try to make plays to help us win.
For either of the players, you guys had 9 assists on 14 made baskets in the second half. How much was it a point of emphasis to make that extra pass in the second half, and how did that help open up some of the threes for the big guys there down the stretch?
I think that we knew that they were a really good defensive team, and that we wouldn't be able to just come off the first ball screen or the first action and get a shot. So we knew that we'd have to move the ball, get the extra pass to get open shots and get on offensive rebounds if they didn't fall. But we knew they had a great defensive team. Just bend the shell, break the shell.
Tommy, what do you think the difference was on the glass in the second half? Was that a big point of emphasis at halftime?
Definitely. I just think it's more effort. Just everybody got crash, everybody got to box their own man, and just be more physical, and that's it.
This is for both of you. Tommy, if you could start, how do you feel like you've grown in the last week, and then could you guys describe what this week has been like for you between games?
Definitely. Last week practices were a lot of physicality, a lot of running, and just great competitiveness at practices, and of course I love working in that environment, and helped me as an individual, and I think also as a team, just to never take anything for granted and just always be in a fight mode, and just keep going, working hard.
Yeah, this week we really worked just on being more physical and just having a better overall team defense. Not just like one-on-one defense, but overall team defense, and I think that is what really helped us in this game to get the win.
Keaton, coming into this game, you took in 33s in 8 games. You took 10 tonight. Was that like an emphasis of looking for those shots, or did you just 11? Sorry.
I mean, it really wasn't. I just let the game come to me. I had a lot of open shots, and also I had some late shot clock shots that came to me, and I just knew I had a mismatch on me that I could get to my move and get to the 3, and a lot of them felt really good. Some didn't fall, but some did, and it wasn't really a big emphasis, but just let the ball come to me, just let the game come to me.
Tommy, in the back here, way in the back, your brother hit a couple huge threes late. I'm just wondering your perspective of that and the energy when they called timeout there to celebrate with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's capable of making those shots anytime. He's a great shooter. and I'm just glad when he makes them. So especially in those times where we're playing better and score is on our side, and it just feels great.
Tommy, what's impressed you about Keaton in his first month of college basketball?
Nothing. So I know he can do a little bit of everything.
I thought you were going to say his hair.
No, not that.
Not that.
Stick talks. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of everything. He can do everything on the court.
TikToks?
Yeah, did you see it?
No, I don't have any.
Don't let him see it. Don't let him see him. He don't need to see him. You don't need to see him.
He can do a little bit of everything. Great teammate, great guy, and just I've been seeing it from the first day. So I can't say I'm impressed. I know what he's capable of. So.
A couple more players here, 2 more.
Yeah, Tommy, I do feel compelled to ask, what happened to the guitar in the locker room? Josh posted a picture and it was pretty smashed.
How you ask me? I don't know. It's coach's office.
Yeah, it goes in my office now.
Last one. You don't need. Okay. All right. We'll let the players go.
Thank you.
Continue on. Questions that you would.
Yeah, Coach, more in the second half. What was kind of the point of emphasis at halftime? And, obviously, a really good second half. What kind of things did you talk about?
Rebound. I mean, we were down 25-11 at half. I don't know if I've ever had a team annihilated like that on the glass. And I felt really good about what we were doing schematically on the defensive side. I thought we were really good. I thought we forced tough shots. And then I looked down at half, and I don't think Kylan, Ben, Tommy had a defensive rebound. And I think Merck only had one. And it's maybe my fault. Maybe we work so much on contact and hitting and blocking out that sometimes you just got to go chase the ball. And Andre, he didn't have one either. And it's sometimes you just got to go chase it. And we may have to get back to just chasing it instead of trying to hit bodies. But I thought we did that. I would be very remiss if I didn't think the MVP of the game didn't attempt a field goal. Ben Humerkaus. Ben was absolutely phenomenal tonight on the defensive side. We brought these two guys up here. They were terrific. Ben didn't shoot a shot. And the job, I thought, defensively that he was able to do on Nate, and then just his blockouts, his positioning, his fight impacted. And like I said, I don't pay much attention to stats and who scores what and all that. But the impact tonight of Ben Humerkaus and the job he did in his 26 minutes was quite large.
Brad, you had offensively, you guys scored 1.293 points per possession. It's the highest offensive total against Tennessee since like November 29th of 2023. Is that a week of practice, or is that just guys finally hitting shots that are there?
Well, first of all, it's a tribute to how good they are, because that's unbelievable number. To do that against that team and their defense and that coach is something that we can grow with. I thought we got really good shots. I thought the ball didn't stick. I thought it had energy. I think we had the best practice of the year yesterday, and it was a lot of this. I thought our pace was right. I thought our ball movement was right. We match up. We do a lot of matchup hunting. I think we found those matchups and were able to play off that. For a game that we didn't shoot a free throw the first half, and that's a big part of what we do, and didn't offensive rebound worth 2 hoots, to have that OER, or that points per possession number is really good.
Coach, the Tennessee started to double Tommy a bit there in the second half. Just wanted to get your thoughts on just Keaton and just kind of how he played off of that.
Yeah, it's something they don't normally do. We had spent some time in one-on-one post-ups. They kind of show a halfway dig, cutting it, and the cut was something we had to just kind of disband because they started doubling very early, and we just then played in space. And it was our ball movement. It's Tommy's ability to understand the game, his IQ, see the floor. But you know, Tommy's grown in the post. Since he's 265 pounds now, he's not light in the rear end, and he can kind of get that thing wherever he needs to. So my hat's off to him. That's all. And Merck was good as well in there.
The moment hasn't seemed to be too big for Keaton very often this season. Just what has allowed him to have this kind of first month?
You know, I think his IQ, his understanding. I think I think he believes in his guys. I throw Kylan a big kudos. He talks to him a lot. He helps him a lot. And I think it's one of the things that's helped ease him. But Keaton just plays. He doesn't. The environment doesn't bother him. Maybe a little bit of the physicality, and it's just a matter of him getting comfortable. We didn't talk 1 second about shooting threes, but that's what he does. And we've needed him to be more aggressive and more assertive. But you know, the most impressive thing is the no turnovers. And that's almost every single day. I mean, he just takes care of the ball, and he's a very, very mature decision maker. And that's usually not the case for a freshman.
Brad, kind of a two-parter. What did you learn about your team and their ability to respond after this last week with the physicality? And then how did you kind of shape that over the last 8 days?
Yeah, I haven't questioned our team at all. I've loved this team, and I still think this team can be very, very, very good and accomplish a lot. But what I've been frustrated is just the lack of practice. And it's almost been like an NBA preseason where we're playing into shape. And playing guys into shape, and that's hard to do when you're playing UConn and Alabama and right on down the list, and Tennessee and league games coming up. It's been really challenging. So we had 3 or 4 days of pretty intense practice and a lot of running and a lot of stressing them to not cave in mentally to the fatigue. So it's just been what you'd hoped you gain in the first 5 or 6 weeks of practice. You know, we tried to do in a short amount of time, and I think we accomplished some things in 3 days.
2 lefties, 2 here, and I'll wrap this up.
Second half, you shoot 50%, you hold them to shooting 30%. Are you more impressed with the offensive efficiency of your guys in the second half, or the defensive energy?
The defensive side's tremendous. I mean, and they've got one guy in double figures, you know, that's a pretty good sign. And we know he's a high volume shooting guy. He takes a lot of shots for them. I think we had one sequence in the first half where they scored 5 points back to back, a 3 and a 2, after we scored. And that was kind of the only sequence I didn't feel very comfortable with. But anytime you do that against a Rick Barnes team, you should feel pretty good, and I do.
You already mentioned Ben, but you kind of found something defensively there in the second half with, I don't want to call it an oddball lineup, but a different lineup with Ben and Jake both in the game. Was that kind of a turning point, you think?
Yeah, I mean, those guys do everything right, and there's a point where it was comforting. We kind of managed some fouls for a little bit with Dre and Z, but you know, I thought it was a lineup. And the one thing with Jake's going to rebound. Jake's going to crash. He's going to go. We know that if you lose him, he creates great space. That was a good lineup for spacing the floor. I think Bam got downhill a little bit in that sequence, but you know, those guys show up and do everything right. On both ends of the court. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and that was a nice sequence for our group.
Okay.
Thank you.